Hey everyone. Yeah, today was like a test of my skills that I learned I guess about 2 years ago, when I became a program specialist. Um, had someone that had decompensated and whew, barricaded themselves in the house. hmm And we got a call that their window had been blown out for some reason. The neighbors heard a big boom, and the window to the house they could see from the outside blew out. And they said that the person walking around the building, whenever they would see the person, they were really like face distorted and talking to themselves and doing weird twitches with their body and stuff, and that the person had actually aggressively went after a few people. Um, but being in my profession now, we know that these people really, if they're not taking their meds, they decompensate. They really, like, medication is needed. Okay, it's very important that people that have mental health issues have their medication. I know a lot of people, they'll say, "Oh, that medicine gonna make them even worse. It's that medicine ain't no good. Just do it the natural way, or smoke a joint or something. Drink alcohol. All I need is a drink, and I'm fine. I'll make it through this world." Sometimes people, there, there's people that need that help. Medication is really sometimes key to them recovering and continually make good decisions and get good moves and be stabilized enough to be able to care for themselves. Because you got to remember, sometimes there are people out here in this world that don't have family, no one to help them. Even if they have family, that might be one of the reasons for their situation. And we work to try and be um, a buffer in between all of that. So, family, friends, I guess I did a good job on learning my skills. I think I may have made two two of my exams or whatever, maybe 75, but everything else was like 100, 90s and 100 above. Um, yeah, so I was able to coast the person to, well, at that, we had the police and everybody there come there 3 times. It's really hard if a person isn't showing aggressive behavior and stuff. We have to make sure that we don't violate their rights. So it took us 3 times. The person would not open the door, and I kind of said, "Well, let me use my voice. Let me, talk to them." So because of my track record, so I went to the door and I knocked and I, said, how I was there to just make sure that they were okay. And the person happened to remember me from speaking to them on the phone. We had never met in person. And they said, "Oh, sure." They said my name and opened the door up. And like, we were shocked. So the partner, we have to go in pairs when we have someone that is going through, when they're decompensating, which means like they're off their medication, they're doing sporadic things that, it just doesn't make sense anymore. We go in pairs so that, my partner can be there for me and I could be there for my partner as witness and for safety reasons. So we got the person to open the door, and as I spoke with the person and asked them, "How are you feeling today? What are the feelings you feeling today?" My partner was, getting our supervisor via text to call 911 so that we would be able to help that person, and really get them the help. besides us speaking with them and soothing them with a good talk and things like that, we need to have that person evaluated. We would not like to leave the person there in the house, just because we spoke to them, and then walk out and leave, and then later on find out that the person has committed suicide. And there are signs that we look for. And today was a test. Yeah. Um, and I've done this before, but I just never really spoke on it and stuff. So I was able to coach the person, like, and they were like, "Is Honor will Honor ride with me?" And I was like, "I wish I could, but I will meet you as soon as you get stabilized. I will make sure." And so we booked a date, and everything, that they wanted to see me again. And my partner was like, "Yo, you just got ways with these people, man." I was like, "I don't know what it is." And then in my heart, in my head, I was like, "Yeah, I know what it is. That's a God. God, really?" Me, of all people? I'm the one that say, what I look like when they asked me, did I want this job? Or I was like, really? Y'all have the crazies lead the crazies? If you only knew me. But when I look back over my life, I start thinking all the things that I've gone through. You know, maybe this is why, God knew that. Maybe he was putting me in a position, going through all those things I went through, so that I would one day be in a position to help others. Because, it's very hard to help someone whenever, I always get a call while I'm doing something. It's very hard to help someone if you don't know what they're going through. You sit there and you could say this and you could say that, and you could be very professional and stuff, but you haven't walked in their shoes, so you don't really know. And they can kind of sense that you're full of it. You don't know what I'm going through. But me, because that's the part I love, is I'm able to talk about incidents that I've gone through, or situations that I've seen, with that person. Not to go into very detailed details, but just skim the surface of it. Nothing really gory or very upsetting to them, but just enough to get them to see that, "Oh man, you've been through that too." "Yeah, I've been right there." I can't believe a person like you. That's what they'll say. They'll look at me. See, this is what goes on with people. You look at the outside appearance of a person, and you look at the way that someone carries themselves throughout the day, and you think, "Oh no, not them." You know, but the cover of something, you can be fooled by the cover of something. You have to know the inside workings of a person. That's why it's very important, before you do anything like relationship and stuff, you get a chance to speak with that person, hang out with that person, get a chance to view them in action in their lives and what they're doing, and that kind of gives you a background, a manual on how to handle that situation. So your family, I don't want to like sit here for you, but I don't know. I never showed you guys these. Like, I have, these are all my certificates, people. These are all my certificates of completion and things that I have accomplished. And I worked on so hard at getting this schooling like 2 years ago. Yeah, I went for it. I dove in and just made sure that I would know all of this. I've got them all. So maybe I should have been telling you guys what they are. I'm a certified specialist in peer delivery services, action planning and prevention and recovery, introductions to personal centered principles, historical roots, and peer support services. This one's a deep, deep. The stuff I read in there about how we were treated, especially as blacks or mentally ill or females, in the mental health situation, the barbarity of it all back in the days. They used to lobotomize us, and it's one day I'll talk to you guys about it. I have certificate of completion for importance for advocating people. So I'm an advocate at times. All these things I put into use when I'm dealing with a client and at my job. Peer delivery service, action planning and prevention and recovery, patients, human rights here in New York. So you need to know what the rules are of it here in New York. Like, I was asked, one of the reasons the cops came the first time and they left was because they had a right to. They didn't see the person doing anything wrong. So they really could not just bust in the house and aggressively take her, because that would be a violation of her rights. So that's one of the things you need to know. Um, Documentation of peer program specialists. That's where I have to go back after this scene and I have to type up all that I heard and seen and give them, the whole full readout of the situation. Olmstead, this continued mandate of deinstitutionalization. The goal is recovery. And I have my transcripts here. And I don't know if you guys see it, but all along there, these are all the scores that I hit. The 90s, the 100s. Let me see. I have like a few 80s and two 77s. So, yeah, I've been doing my thing. Family, friends, I've been doing my thing. It's the reason why I had to tell my babies that I love them so much, but it's time for mommy to do her. And I really can't just keep flying and here and there. I have to be able to be here. I'm somewhat of a first responder in that area. So, yeah, I'm proud of myself too. And I thank you guys. I thank you so much for your comments there on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, I'm so thankful. That was like maybe the fourth or fifth person that I just never, I feel proud of myself and things, but I never get on and boast about stuff like this. But I guess I just felt like today, let me let you guys know, because like the person was crying, they were very upset, but they didn't understand why they were upset. And it kind of made me tear up after I got the person stabilized and into the ambulance and off to the hospital. We also, is what is called secondary trauma, is where people like us that work in the industry of mental health and whether most nursing, okay, we go through secondary trauma sometimes because of the job that we do and all that we have to, the resources that we have to come up with to help other people and stuff. And sometimes, in any job, if you're good at your job, you will at a point become burnt out. um, and it's not to say that's a negative thing. You have to take your health days. People, take your health days. Okay, if you're CNA, HHA, LPN, registered nurse, a counselor, a therapist, whatever, take that time off to take care of yourself and decompensate, decompress out of it, and yeah, all of that. So I came home today. My whole left side over here is acting up, and it has not. not my lower back. I literally was trying to get out of the chair in my office and almost went down because I caught a spasm in my lower back on my left side, and I have not felt this in a long time. So I'm in here trying to do little oh do little exercise and stretching to get this to stop. I mean, it's radiating down my arm, my whole left side. But you know what? Devil, you ain't gonna win. I'm still getting up and going to work. I will have to literally fall out. And they know I have yet in the past 2, 3 years miss I miss maybe 1 day, 2 days of work. That's how much I love my job. I love it. I love talking to the people and helping the people, and it's just so rewarding and exciting to me. Um, and I'm busy standing in HRA lines and lines for this and that. The things that they're not capable of doing for themselves, I wind up doing for them, and or walking them through it and teaching them these skills. And you'll be amazed at how much people don't know, and they really need help. And when you don't have family or friends, I can really understand that. If you don't have anyone there for you, who do you turn to? So I love my job. I love my agency, and I love the fact that God has chosen me to be in this position, and I'm hoping that I'm doing a good service to those um, that I serve. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. It's time for me to lay it down, um, and thanks, guys, once again. And I don't know whether I told you I did do a video, but I don't know whether I uh, uploaded it onto YouTube. Um, I did get accepted into Rehabilitation and Recovery Academy, so I will be going. My boss is very proud of me. I will be going on in my education in this field. So get ready, y'all. Get ready. All right, guys. Let me get off of here. I love you all and talk to you again soon. Peace.